Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Let me pause the bot. All right. Hello, hello. Welcome to I can't remember what number community education call this is. But if you haven't been here before or you're just tuning in, this is one of the ways that I am trying to develop educational content around all things Glacier so that we have a repertoire of information to link and send to users so that they have full confidence in their investment. So that's kind of what I've been doing. They're only about 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes a little bit shorter. Just talking something about Glacier. So hopefully, if you're unknowing to it, maybe you learn something, maybe you don't. But yeah, so they're really quick. And today we're going to be talking about SP Glacier, which is technically short for Sphere Glacier, which is produced by Dyson. And so what it is a liquid wrapper token. And liquid wrapper tokens are really good in this kind of ecosystem in case you want kind of the benefits of a V position, but don't want to commit to a lock. They most notably work better in boosting environments when the LPs are boosted via V governance, but we do not have boost, but it still works, right? This is a zero loss to Glacier scenario. So let me say that again. It's zero loss to Glacier. In fact, it's one of the only liquidity pools that truly takes nothing from Glacier and gives back users an option to essentially single stake. And so this liquid token, SP Glacier, is a representative of the. It's a minted token from Glacier itself. And some of that Glacier, when you mint, goes into a V Glacier position that votes on that pool week over week so that you get returns back in Glacier if you provide liquidity. So the liquidity would be SP Glacier, which is a correlated pair. The parity is 1-to-1. Now, sometimes it does lose peg. And if you're wondering, well, what does it do to return to peg? Any new mints that the user brings in, if the peg is under, it will actually buy SP Glacier with that minted Glacier, right? Or with that minting, that Glacier that you are currently minting with. So again, if it's under peg, that's when you'll start seeing every single time someone makes SP Glacier, the actual Glacier does not go to a V Glacier position. It goes into swapping that Glacier for SP Glacier to bring it closer in that liquidity pool of 1-to-1. So essentially why I call it a single stake is because you're essentially taking SP Glacier, which is 1-to-1 with Glacier. You're taking Glacier, you're pairing it together so you have really no impermanent loss usually. And then you're farming more Glacier that is being voted on by Dyson's V Glacier position that they compound into week over week. It's a very effective method, especially if you're long on Glacier and you don't want to see price impact from selling off your Glacier early, but want to kind of not have any kind of LP in the system. This is a very good single stake option. So I'm going to show you how to participate kind of in getting SP Glacier through the Dyson website, and then also how to make LP with it. And then also their auto compounding vault, which I actually think that we should probably push a lot more because there's only like $400 of TVL, but it essentially does what an auto compounder does. So Dyson.money is the website. And whenever you type in Glacier here, or SP Glacier, you're going to see two different pools. You're going to see SP Glacier, and then you're going to see Mint SP Glacier. And so we're actually going to mint it. And because you have to use half of your LP in SP Glacier, and then also Glacier, I'm only going to mint 50% of my supply right here, which I have about 4,000 in my wallet. So I'll mint, and it should pop up. There it is. They've actually got a really nice user interface. Go ahead and out. I've been getting a ton of updates. Yes, I am sharing my screen. It's all done on YouTube though, Gradient, so that I can record it and it goes automatically to YouTube. All right, so now I have minted half of my supply in SP Glacier. So because of that, I'm actually going to, this is where I'll deposit the LP, by the way. I'll actually go here to liquidity on the Glacier website. Type in SP Glacier, and I think I already have some. No, happening right now. And just refresh. Hopefully it went ahead and showed it. Wait for my balances, and there we are. We're 2,490. So you can see right here that it's not technically 1-to-1, but it's damn near 1-to-1. We are going to deposit and stake it. Oh, okay. I was wondering what the hell was happening. All right, so deposit and stake it and get through all of this nonsense from Glacier real quick. Once we add this in, we actually don't want it in the gauge. Let's see if it goes in the gauge first. Sometimes it cancels out anyway. So yeah, essentially, again, this is a no loss for Glacier because you're just compounding the emissions going to that pool back into your own position. And so it's a really nice way to have a zero price impact from emissions and also be long on a single stake version of Glacier, right? You can continue growing a position of Glacier to maybe lock later or sell later if you so choose. But it is one of the only ways to kind of grab this much Glacier early on. And you can see it's very underutilized right now. Right here, we've only got about 7K LP. But if this grows and we have a lot of SP Glacier, it will actually get some really decent APRs and stay on top of itself with consistently pushing out those APRs. And again, you can always exit by just selling your SP Glacier for Glacier. So it's a really cool thing that I'd love to see more users use. Let's go in here. And now you can see that my LP is showing. I'll deposit 1,000% of it. Hitting talking about impermanent loss. Now we're going to go ahead and confirm and get it inside of the SP Glacier Vault. And essentially this is just an auto compounder. But if you think about it, it still does not sell any Glacier. It just pushes Glacier back into your own position, therefore growing your SP Glacier and your Glacier position so that when you disconnect this LP later on, you'll have more SP Glacier and Glacier because there's really no impermanent loss. Now, of course, there could be a big sell-off and there's a lot of other things, but it's also one of those things that if you're a user and you see SP Glacier go under peg, understand that there's mechanics in place to kind of buy it back up and also be able to attain that peg again pretty easily. So if that's the possibility, right, then you could technically get cheaper Glacier than is what on the is available on the market. So they're really cool. I think it's underutilized on our ecosystem. I should probably do a better job of pushing it more. But I will, and that's one of the reasons that I'm doing this, is that this is an awesome option for us to push to users about how to use SP Glacier, getting involved in using it, and understanding what these liquid wrappers can really do for the ecosystem. And we're building a couple other ones out, but by far SP Glacier is probably one of the best that we have access to. And we should definitely, it should not be underutilized, right? Like it's a very great tool for us to not sell Glacier and recompound. And if we're going to inflate, at least we're inflating into potentially people that want to be long on Glacier. So to me, it's a very big win-win-win. So if you haven't taken a look at SP Glacier, hopefully this video at least piques your interest enough. The actual APY right now is 288%. So obviously much higher than any single stake format of Glacier that we currently have, which is 0. But also higher than Glacier AVAX or anything else. It's a very good single stake option, and hopefully we can get more users involved in it. We may do like a write up on Twitter as well. Top Gun may, which would be probably really beneficial. That we push it out to our users in as many capacities as we can, especially at these low prices at 170K market cap. It would be insane to continue selling Glacier. So definitely, this is a way to pad your pockets full of Glacier and also participate in the ecosystem. So that's it, guys. That's the big educational call today. If you do have other questions about SP Glacier, feel free to reach out. I'm going to continue trying to find educational content to produce on SP Glacier. But again, it's a very, very easy way to build a position of Glacier at a much faster rate than something like, the Bribe ecosystem per se. So thank you all for your time. I really appreciate it. We will see you on Wednesday. Have a good one, guys. Let me unpause my buddy Glacius here. Press resume. Well, the bot's thinking. Either way, I'm out. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Enjoy your day.